Hi everybody, Steve here at Forest Lawn Memorial Park in Glendale, California, and I'm here this morning actually waiting for the gates to open so that I can visit the final resting place of actor Frank McGrath, who played Wooster on the popular Western TV series WAGON Train. Who's a fan of WAGON Train and who remembers Wooster? I was here, I think about a month ago, looking for his gravesite, and I thought I knew where it was. Wasn't able to find it, so then I thought, well, maybe they just had him listed in the wrong section, or maybe it was a private section that's not open to the public. So I wasn't really sure. And then I talked to one of my viewers who comments on every video that I do for the last, 3-4 years, practically since I started my channel. And he's the nephew of actress Gloria Talbot. His name is Craig Talbot, and he knows where pretty much all the bodies are buried. So he told me where it's located, and he's actually going to meet me here today. The gates just opened, and I drove up to the top of the hill to the Court of Freedom section here where we plan to meet this morning. Craig told me how to find Frank McGrath's final resting place, so while I'm waiting for him to arrive, I'm going to go see if I can find it now. He says that it's at the north end of the Court of Freedom, on the left wall just inside the first columbarium that you come to when walking along the sidewalk from the street. Wagon Train was a very popular Western TV series that aired from 1957 to 1965 for 8 seasons. And just about every actor in Hollywood at the time appeared on the show. It was inspired by the 1950 film Wagon Master and was about the trials and tribulations of working on a wagon train during the Old West period. The show originally starred actor Ward Bond as Wagon Master Seth Adams, but when he died during the 4th season, he was replaced by actor John McIntyre. Bond died from an unexpected heart attack at the young age of 57 on November 5, 1960, in Dallas, Texas. John McIntyre died in Pasadena, California on January 30th, 1991, at the age of 83, and is buried in Eureka, Montana. McGrath's cremated remains are interred here on the very top row within the columbarium of Heavenly Peace, and right in the very center of his plaque is the name Wooster. Obviously, he was very proud of his character and his role on the show. And I bet he'd be very happy to know that he and Wooster are still remembered and visited today. So thank you, Craig, for helping me find Frank McGrath's niche here. So I'm really happy to find Wooster's final resting place here this morning. Okay, so this is the niche of the cinematographer for...
You did The Sound of Music.
Sound of Music, and it's
Ted McCord.
Ted McCord. I can't even see his name from down here. I see McCord.
The middle plate.
Okay. Yeah, see, I do need glasses for these little... Although that's probably not that little. I guess I can see it a little bit from here. This is a beautiful columbarium here.
Mm-hmm.
I love these outdoor columbariums. So he was the cinematographer for Sound of Music.
Yes.
Wow.
Treasure Sierra Madre, East of Eden.
That's neat that you just know this off the top of your head.
Try it.
So in case you guys are wondering who this is that's with me today, this is Craig Talbot, actress Gloria Talbot's nephew. Mm-hmm. And he's here. He knows the cemetery very well. You want to say why?
Well, let's see. I've been coming here for maybe about 34 years, I'd say, or so, on a regular basis. And since so many celebrities are here, probably largest congregation, or certainly the golden age of cinema. So.
And you already have your future final resting place here as well, right?
Actually, it's at Hollywood Hills.
Oh, it is? Oh, yes, I thought it was here.
It's in the Courts of Remembrance, in the very same courtyard where Debbie Reynolds and Carrie Fisher.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So you're not going to be cremated. Yours is a crypt, a regular crypt?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
That was the insistence of my wife.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, she's not into cremation, huh?
No.
Okay.
Explicit orders.
Did you say that she had passed away already?
Yes.
Okay, so she's already there. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
It's a truth.
Yeah. All right, so anyone else here in this...
One of these kind of like behind the scenes. He looked at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer pictures.
Really?
He did working in I think special effects and such. Like for instance, I think probably the best known film he did was The Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz,
instance,
okay.
The tornado sequence.
Really?
Trying to figure out the stock.
Yeah.
Him and his little group figured that one out.
That's neat. That's especially when you think of what they did back then, when they didn't have the special effects they have now. I mean, some of them look they did such a good job. So now those are two pretty big behind the scenes people.
Here's Frank Nelson.
Frank Nelson. Sounds very familiar.
If you remember the Jack Benny program.
Yeah.
And when Benny would come in to, let's say, a department store, someplace like that, and there's a fellow working behind the desk, the counter.
Yeah.
Usually he's back, so kind of running the shelves and such. And Benny would come up, "Oh, Mister." The guy would come up, "Yes."
Oh, so he was on I Love Lucy too, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I do remember him.
Doing the very same character.
Yeah, I do remember him very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. I'll put a picture here in case you guys don't recognize that reference, but you'll definitely recognize the face. Mm-hmm. Even worked up even doing McDonald's restaurant commercials in the very same characters. So
really?
He pretty much did that throughout. Oh, that's great. It's like a signature role. Wow, and they're all here together. Yes. And Frank McGrath, who I first saw when I first came in the door right before you arrived, is right here. Wooster on Wagon Train. And I was just thinking, I've never been to this section before. Yeah, it's kind of hidden off. Yeah, I had no idea it was here. Yeah, so you have to really inspect every square inch. Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about these large cemeteries. I've been coming here for years too, not as many years as you, but there's still so many sections that I keep discovering. It's amazing how large these are. Mm-hmm. Craig and I spent about half a day here today, and he gave me a tour of at least a dozen gravesites that I hadn't seen before. So you'll be seeing more of Craig in future videos. But we're going to part ways now, so I can show you my recent visit to another Wagon Train cast member gravesite at a different cemetery. Actor Terry Wilson, who played Bill Hawks on the show, is laid to rest here at Valley Oaks Memorial Park in Westlake Village, California. It took me quite a long time to find Terry Wilson's gravesite. All I had was a photo to go by, and I actually came to this section and looked, I thought, at every single grave, but there were a bunch of people here, and I walked right past this one. I looked at every other grave except this one, and it's just right inside the front gate here to the left. But I did add a GPS just to make it easier in case you plan to visit yourself. This is a private rose garden for family and friends. And so I'm not going to go in, but you can easily see Terry Wilson's headstone right from the gate here. And just right across the street, Ron Goldman's gravesite is on the side of the hill, about halfway up, and then all the way to the top, just one row in from the cypress trees there, is the gravesite of Jack Kirby, the legendary comic book character creator. Terry Wilson died in Canoga Park, California on March 30th, 1999 at the age of 75. And here's a fun fact. Terry Wilson and Frank McGrath were the only two central characters on the series who appeared in all 8 seasons. According to the IMDb website, McGrath appeared in 271 episodes and Wilson appeared in 266 episodes. Denny Miller, who played Duke Shannon, died in Las Vegas on September 9th, 2014 at the age of 80, and he's buried in Bourbon, Indiana. Robert Horton, who played Flint McCullough, died in Los Angeles on March 9th, 2016 at the age of 91. He was cremated and has no final resting place to visit at this time. Michael Burns, who played Barnaby West, is still alive and now 73 years old. And Robert Fuller, who played Cooper Smith, is now 87 years old. This week, I want to thank my newest Patreon supporters, Hannah Cecilia, Darnell Benny Levy, Alberta Matchers, and Frank Madison. Thank you so much, Hannah, Darnell, Alberta, and Frank, for your very kind donations to my channel. It really does mean a lot. So if you enjoyed today's trip to the past, I hope you'll join me in another one by clicking and watching this video here. Until next time, thanks for sharing the memories, everybody.